Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, and smashing that super thanks button down below. Sorry for my voice. I've done quite a number of hours of talking this week. So what I guess I want to go over first is, I guess I'm going to use this for the thumbnail, the title. VeVe has posted and teased a potential partnership with Minecraft. And I know, they had said that they weren't, but not really. We'll go over it. The announcement just says, Pop Culture Anniversary Gaming Party Hat Lollipop. Minecraft is a 2011 sandbox game developed and published by the Swedish video game developer Mojang Studios. Originally created by Marcus Notch Persson using the Java programming language, the first public alpha build was released on 17 May 2009, 16 years ago today. It's actually also the anniversary of the great Donna Summer, who had passed away. She sang The Power of One from Pokémon, the movie 2000, which Herman Cain actually quoted in a presidential race. Heckin' wild. Anyway, VeVe continues and says, have you played this iconic game? Share your favorite moments in the comments below. I said my favorite moment in Minecraft was probably when someone built Pokemon Red into it. I thought that was really cool. And people are just like, whoa. VeVe, are you saying that we have a Minecraft partnership? You have Steven Duarte saying, is this a partnership or just a nod? You got to be specific here. And VeVe said, this post is a nod and recognition of a historic moment in pop culture and gaming history. So you have the people that are saying, thank you for clarifying. And I'm the boss say boo, as in like they are, it's confirmed that it's not a partnership. And I understand where they're coming from because they say this post is a nod and recognition of a historic moment. And they've done something like this before. They've gone on and reposted, I think Pixar or Disney. If you remember, like a year ago, they had announced a like joint venture with the NFL, and they said like, hey, watch the NFL game like in Andy's room, like with Andy's toys. And when VeVe reposted that, it was like, okay, well, you know, we have a bunch of these collectibles over on VeVe. Maybe there's something with that, and there just never was any. So they have done this before, or they've tweeted something, and they're not the only ones. Like Wilder World. When there was like this weird looking gate that looked like a portal that VeVe had posted, and Wilder World requoted that and said something like, what could it be? Something to kind of, I guess, farmers or farm followers from someone from VeVe, I guess. Wound up being a Stargate thing, which was really cool. And again, they've done, like, I don't think VeVe is teasing Minecraft in order to like farm followers from them. But this is interesting because David over on his Instagram, David Yu, he is the owner of Vagabond Games, and Vagabond Games has Warhammer, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Pokemon, all the great stuff, right? And he only ever shares Pokemon from his Vagabond Games on his personal Instagram, which if he owns it, he should be sharing all of them, right? Well, here's something really interesting. He's only shared Pokemon stuff up until the last like week, and then recently he had shared something from Roblox. It's like, well, Chops, what does this have to do with Minecraft? Roblox and Minecraft, they might be similar, but they're really different. Well, look at who David Yu is following. Outside of, and again, we'll go through all of these. Obviously, he's following the stuff that he has partnerships with: Akomi, VeVe, Marvel, Disney, Avantgarde. That's the game that they're using OMI for. DC Universe. You know, it goes on and on. There's 23 of them. The 4 people and companies that he's following that there are currently not partnerships with, or at least they're not announced, is Kekius Maximus, known as Elon Musk. He is, everyone follows him, so I'm not going to speculate anything on that, despite David drinking like out of a SpaceX water bottle. Maybe they had meetings, I don't know. Outside of them, the only other ones that he doesn't have that he follows are currently Pokemon, Webtoon, and Roblox. Now, Webtoon is something that is, I think, pretty easy for VeVe to get. Their official Twitter for all things Webtoon. It looks like a bunch of comics, looks like a bunch of that, which is cool. I think we probably have something like that. We probably have them. Pokemon, which David has had in the backgrounds many times, same thing shared on Instagram. But then Roblox, he follows Roblox, he shares them on Instagram, but he's not following Minecraft. So are they trying to fake us out with the left and say like, hey, look at this Minecraft while having a Roblox partnership? Do they have both? Do they not have either? Are they just trying to drum up conversation and maybe this is one of their tests. Saying, like, see how people react to you teasing this, and then we'll determine the rate. I don't know, but these are really interesting things that I think should be talked about. And speaking of IP, well, we'll get to the IP in a second, but EIN Presswire had a really cool article, and I mentioned this in like a live stream, but my live stream has been 3 and 4 hours, and I know people are not going to do that. But they say digital collectibles market poised for 17.3% growth, reaching $54 billion by 2035, and that I think they're correct in that. And also, they mentioned VeVe. EIN Presswire says the convergence of digital ownership, expanding metaverse ecosystems, and youth-driven demand for immersive experiences will be key factors propelling market growth, says FactMR's analyst. Leading players driving innovation in the digital collectibles market are VeVe, NBA Top Shot, Mattel Creations, Panini America, Larva Labs, Funko Pop, Candy Digital, Soar, Tops NFTs, and Zedrun. Candy Digital is one word. But they mentioned VeVe first. So I thought that was really cool that they did that. And I want to take you guys to a tweet. It's from a guy named B by Day. Doesn't have a ton of followers, but I think this is a very good write-up. B by Day posts, Epic Games just won a landmark case against Apple. The ruling affects 50,000 apps on the App Store, but hidden in the fine print is a $3.2 billion opportunity. Here's how the NFT industry is about to explode. Apple's App Store grip just got crushed. Epic's legal win means developers no longer have to pay 30% to Apple tax on in-app purchases, something that's plagued VeVe for a long time. Over 50,000 games can now use their own payment rails, and that changes everything for NFTs. And again, VeVe is currently working on this. Until now, NFTs on iOS were nearly impossible. OpenSea's CEO said Apple's 30% cut made NFT sales on mobile very unaffordable. The only one that was able to survive was VeVe. Marketplaces couldn't survive, losing a third of each transaction, and that barrier has just disappeared. And the timing couldn't be better. While attention shifted to AI and meme coins, NFTs matured quietly. Since the $3.2 billion weekly peak in 2021, the space has rebuilt in the shadows. And what's emerged tells a different story. NFTs are no longer expensive status toys. The tech has improved, there are better chains and lower fees. VeVe has moved on to Mutable X, and their token OMI that was on ETH is now on Base. NFTs that once cost over $1,000 now can mint for under $1. That means broader access and a healthier market, but the price shift isn't the only evolution. The best NFT projects have grown into real intellectual property. Marvel, Blackpink, Disney, DC, Lamborghini, stuff we all have. Pudgy Penguins landed in Walmart. Azuki launched an anime studio backed by its company. daCAT might do that as well. And Chain of Zords is working with Gameloft and winning animation awards. These aren't JPEGs, they're franchises. NFTs represent programmable identity, and with Apple's ruling, that identity goes mobile. OpenSea's OS 2 is already preparing for the shift. But here's what most people are overlooking. This is the real adoption curve in motion. First came the hype in 2021, then the crash in 2022, followed by an infrastructure phase over the past 18 months. Now real-world utility is arriving. The next stage is where fortunes are made. Even Vitalik Buterin signaled the shift by changing his avatar to a Milady NFT. Markets took notice. NFTs are becoming cultural signals and status markers, but this revolution is quieter than you might expect. AI makes content creation easier than ever, which makes proving digital ownership more important than ever. OpenSea's CEO said it best that for human culture to thrive online, you will need verifiable ownership, and capital is already flowing in. Just look at the neighboring markets. CSGO skins reached $5 billion market cap, but they lived in a closed ecosystem. Again, CSGO skins reached a $5 billion market cap in a closed ecosystem. NFTs, now free from Apple's restrictions, offer the same experience on open global rails, and everything is converging. The NFT boom won't look like 2021. It will be mobile first, utility led, and backed by real IP. A lot of the stuff that VeVe has. Actually, if anyone wants to launch an NFT project, or anyone wants to get on any NFT platform, there's only one logical choice, and that's VeVe. Projects delivering value will now be the ones able to capture that $3.2 billion opportunity ahead. The question is whether you'll recognize the pattern in time. Founders, this is your window. The Apple ruling cleared the final obstacle. Now is the time to build NFTs with real-world use and not just speculative hype. The next wave is already forming. Will you be in? Speaking of NFTs, Raoul Paul said the other day he had a bunch of NFTs that he named, like CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club and something called Dick Butts and something else that I don't even remember. And I took a look at the CryptoPunks. 48 ETH, worth about $127,000. And then I looked at VeVe's most recent NFT, Grogu. Secret rare, one of 1,000. Actually, one of 969, because 50 are kept. One is worth 47 ETH, a CryptoPunk. The other, Grogu, which everybody knows, is worth 1/10 of an ETH. I repeat, you have one that anybody outside of Web3 has no idea what a CryptoPunk is. And then you have Grogu from Star Wars, who's an absolute fan favorite, memes about him everywhere. You'd have to go to a third world country with no internet access to find somebody that doesn't know who Grogu or Star Wars is. So there's a major, major imbalance between what's known in Web3 and the money that's about to flow in. We're about to have that market melt up. A bunch of these deals are closing worldwide for the US. The trade war is over, and rates are about to be cut in the next couple months. Trillions will flow into the market. A bunch of that is going to flow into NFTs, and VeVe is going to be the winner. So what I've done in the shadows is I've created daCAT Chronicles. They are, I own the IP. They will be on VeVe as well as Chaos on the Chains. One of their characters will be Crappy Bird, it'll be Sharby, it'll be all these different ones, and Ladies on Soul as well. So what we're doing here is we're getting all of these kind of meme communities, and we're going to be the first memes over on VeVe. And we're going to do it through comics. It's great writing, great art, and I can't wait to let you guys see it. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Meow, meow, meow.